Greetings. My name is Deepika Srivastava Joshi, and I serve as the HIV Division Chief at the United States Agency for International Development. And it is my honor and privilege to share some details about my leadership project titled Adolescent Girls' Attitudes Towards Female Gender Roles and Impact on Self-Identity and Leadership Aspirations. So a little bit about the genesis of this project. In one of our leadership journey touch points, we were shown a clipping as an example of great storytelling. It was a clip from an interview of the highly educated, globally acclaimed corporate leader Indra Nooyi, who recounted an incident where after being announced president of the PepsiCo group, she excitedly came home to share the brilliant news with her family and was chided by her mother as she entered her home for being late. She was asked to promptly head out to get some milk as they had run out. And on asking why no one else had bought it already, she was told that her husband had indeed returned from work, but was tired and he was resting. This greatly disturbed me. An empowered woman like Miss Nooyi was still subject to these patriarchal gender norms. I asked, is the story any different for others? And then I share the example of my beautiful mother, late Srimati Suman Srivastava, a science graduate, a gold medalist, a Kathak dancer, a Sangeet Visharad, whose parents-in-law ensured that her only purpose and ambition in life would be to take care of her husband, her home, and her 4 daughters. And her aspirations were buried in the name of a woman's duty and obligations. So, ladies and gentlemen, the seeds for these norms are sowed very early. As young girls are starting to make sense of the world, society compartmentalizes and categorizes their existence into obligational role buckets of daughter, sister, wife, mother, daughter-in-law, norms which continue to hold us back as a society even today. And so my leadership project asked, how are adolescent girls from different socioeconomic backgrounds today thinking about themselves and their future? Is there a correlation of some sort between traditional familial experiences around gender norms and their own future aspirations? What are the influences for young women to hold the perspectives that they do? So I interviewed 10 girls aged 14 to 17 years from my own neighborhood in Gurugram, 5 of whom were from lower and 5 from upper socioeconomic strata. I tried to understand their perception of women's role, empowerment, dignity in households and society, and then how these perceptions impact their own self-image and leadership aspirations. So the process of the development of the questionnaire was extensive. I won't spend too much time on it. I just want to highlight that an attempt was made to gather insights both through the girls' own lived experiences as well as their value and belief systems on each of the areas that you see here. And these are just some process-related details around how my respondents were mobilized, how informed consent and assent were administered to them and their caregivers, and due caution was taken to respect the privacy and autonomy of all the participants who agreed to speak with me. So what did I learn? All girls used communal versus agentic terms to describe leaders and leadership. They used words such as taking care, nurturing, understanding, sharing responsibilities, solving problems for team members to describe leaders. And they all explain leadership not necessarily as a position of authority, but as a position to impact social change, impact positive social change. High self-esteem was reported by a majority of respondents, and all reported confidently the ability to solve problems. They were very optimistic about their future, and all of them, regardless of their socioeconomic status, reported ambition for a successful career. And interestingly, these careers breached stereotypical gender categorizations. I heard pilot, IAS officer, entrepreneur, doctor, even prime minister. And last but most significantly, one common factor mentioned by all as an influencer was the source of the knowledge, the window to the world that they considered the social media platforms to be that they were accessing. So in fact, girls with traditional and less egalitarian lived experiences still expressed egalitarian views, citing knowledge, inspiration, role models that they all access through the social media applications like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Now, we don't have time to get into this, but just to say that the dimensions of social media, both positive and negative, have been written about, and we need more work on how they impact adolescents specifically in the context of this topic. And needless to say, we have only scratched the surface. There are several different dimensions that need to be further explored, and every layer will provide deeper insights into recommendations that emerge from this. So in conclusion, WomenLift Health was a transformative journey that showed me the mirror, but this was not just any mirror. It was a mirror with magic It opened my window to myself. It allowed me to challenge my own ideas about who I am, what my story is, what belief and value systems power my intent, which in turn powers my behavior. So I learned that leadership is not a title. It's about combining your sense of purpose to something you truly believe in and letting that intentionality drive your actions. And I see an interconnectedness between my own leadership journey, my project, my professional sphere. So on a professional level, also, I know now that within my own programs, that I work with, I need to weave in, take a holistic approach to include strategic frameworks that address self-identity, self-concept from the perspective of building, tomorrow's young women leaders. I will leverage my power as a public health leader to use the aegis of the social media to create and disseminate content that dismantles stereotypical gender norms. And then on a personal level, I understand now that as a woman leader, I transcend dimensions of diversity. I own my identity, my authenticity. I lead with purpose, drawing strength from the tribe of my beautiful women leaders who've been with me on this journey. So in the end, I will end with the words of the great poet Sri Harivansh Rai Bachchan. Abhi kahan aram bada, ye netra nimantran chalna hai. अरे अभी सोने से पहले मुझको मीलों चलना है. Thank you, Women Lift Health, for this incredible, unforgettable journey and experience.